Roll call.
All right. Commissioner Chapman, Commissioner Cofield, Commissioner Harris, Commissioner Lalonde,
Here.
Commissioner Roberts,
Here.
Vice Chair Washington,
Here.
and Chair Smith.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Alrighty. Commissioners, before you have the meetings from April 19th, 2018, meeting minutes. If there are any unreadiness, chairs in need of a motion to approve the minutes.
I have a motion to approve the minutes as submitted.
All right, chairs receive the motion. Chairs need a second.
Second.
There's a motion properly second. Madam Secretary.
All right. Commissioner Lalonde,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Vice Chair Washington,
Yes.
and Chair Smith.
Yes. All right, the next item we have is finance. You're up.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, we sent out the April and May budget reports. We've been continuing our work on, can you hear me over there?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
We've been continuing our work on allocating things further across the properties. We've had to change the COCC operating budget because of some revenue streams that really we couldn't work on, so it kind of threw it into a loss that we are working on to fix, and we meet on that regularly. But other than that, yeah, we're just staying diligent and making sure everything is where it needs to be. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Any other questions, Commissioner Londa?
Yeah, from the Finance Committee, Ms. Roberts and I have met with the Finance Committee at least two times, so I know there's been a lot of dialogue with the change in the management team with the finances. It's really given us a different look, a fresh look of what we can be doing. One of the things they're recommending, which I approve, we both thought was a good idea, is maybe it's a good time for a change in auditors. Also, we've had the same auditor for quite a few years, and I think that'll allow us as commissioners to maybe get a little bit different look at what the finances look like. So I was very impressed that Mr. Bland and Shannon make that decision. Again, I don't want to discount how hard they're working with this COC allocation. It's going to present some challenges on the HR side. It's going to present some challenges on the operational side. It's really going to put a lot of pressure on the directors because, again, the COC is that central administrative function that everybody uses. Nobody wants to pay for, but you got to.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So there's a lot of work being done there. I know there's been a lot of movement in the organizational charts. Mr. Bland's done a lot of looks at what other organizations look like, but from a financial standpoint, I'm very impressed with how they're trying to keep their finger on the pulse. Now, we can knock on wood all day long that everything's going to be fine, but we just got to be diligent and keep our ears to the ground. That if there's any disruption to operations, it's going to impact the financials because they're budgeting at zero net gain. Right. So again, I'm very impressed with what the staff is doing. I appreciate the hard work, and I know there's a lot more that's got to be done. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Commissioner Londa. And also, I want to welcome Miss Marion Jacobs. I forgot to do this. She's a member of the EDA board. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
All righty. Anything else, Ms. Rita?
No.
Commission? There being nothing else, procurement, no business. Housing, no business. Development. Got it, Mr. Donahue.
Good evening.
Good
Good evening.
See you all again on this first day of summer, officially. The first item that we have on the agenda under development tonight is a continuation of discussions that occurred at your May joint meeting with the City Council with respect to the Housing Authority's property inventory and our CDBG properties. The Housing Authority has a total of 130 properties in its property inventory, and those are individual parcels. They make up, in many cases, larger development sites. Of that number, 104 are CDBG funded acquisitions that we've made over the years. Some places going back 30 to 40 years. ago. So we are before you this evening, again, to follow up on that prior discussion. We received a formal request in May from the city manager to transfer the first round of those CDBG lots to the city to assist in the disposition and development and ultimately getting those properties back on the tax roll. So we're before you tonight with the resolution for the first 29 of those properties that will be conveyed over. We are in continuing discussions with the city about the remaining lots on the list and their acquisition of those properties to, again, further the effort to get them back on the tax rolls. The properties are listed individually in the resolution. I won't go through them individually. If you have any questions about any of them, I'd be happy to answer those. They're primarily commercial properties. I think those are the ones the city has prioritized. That's where most of the interest and activity, I think, seems to be. There are a few residential lots, and then they're also looking at some additional residential lots in Parkview and Craddock as well, and we'll have some updates on some of those in the closed session this evening. Are there any questions that I can answer?
Did you read, you just went over both of them, right?
No, that's,
I just did the 2018-26. Well,
No,
I'm
you
sorry,
did
these are
20.
they're out of order here. 2018-27. The other three.
The 27 has the
4
29.
items.
You mentioned 29 properties.
Right.
That's 27.
So right now the CDBG lots are resolution 2018-27. That is the matter that is before you.
How about 26?
26, 28, 29, and 30 will be addressed in the closed session of the meeting.
So,
I want to
Go ahead, Commissioner Ronda.
just want to make sure we've checked and double checked these parcels. Numbers are all correct. All right.
Yes, they correspond to the city's GIS system.
Some of these addresses, 06 Street, what does that mean when it has a 0 there?
There are a few of those properties that are identified as 0. That is actually the city assigned address through the real estate tax assessor and the city's GIS mapping system.
Gotcha.
How it became 0, I really couldn't answer that, but that is the actual address assigned to the property.
One of the other challenges we talked about, Ms. Roberts and I talked about the Finance Committee, was one of the reasons we wanted to, the primary reason we wanted to transfer these properties was to take the cost off our books, right? The cost of security, the cost of maintenance. And I asked the general question, well, how much in savings should we expect? And so Mr. Bland and the team, we're just looking to have that number back. Since we are looking for nickels and dimes on the budget, it's important that we know as we shed these properties, what do we expect to gain out of it? So more to be said, I hope, on these.
Also, for the record, Commissioners, I'll just let you know, I will be abstaining from resolution 2018-26 due to the perception that we attended college together through my research. So I will be abstaining from that item.
So again, we're requesting your authorization to move forward with the city's request to transfer the properties identified under resolution 2018-27.
Any other questions, Commissioner? Mr. Donahue? Okay. Chair's in need of a motion.
I move that we accept resolution 2018-27, authorizing execution of deeds of bargain and sale. Do I need to read the whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay. I do. Okay. With the city of Portsmouth and/or its assigns for the transfer of certain property located at 1020 High Street, 1100 High Street, 466, 470 Primrose Street, 16003 7th Street, 06 Street, 602 5th Street, 0 Airline Boulevard, 3115 Airline Boulevard, 0 Lay Road, 3122, 3124, 3126, 3128 Ballard Avenue, 801 High Street, 833 High Street, 504, 508, 510, 512, 514, 516, 518 High Street, Effingham Street, Effingham Street, 0 London Boulevard, 1047 London Boulevard, 1506 High Street, 3002, 3006 Deep Creek Boulevard, 1402 Hamilton Avenue, Portsmouth, Virginia.
That's second motion.
Thank you. It's been motion and properly second. Madam Secretary?
All right. Commissioner Lalonde,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Vice Chair Washington,
Yes.
and Chair Smith.
Yes. All right. Thank you. Next item is, Mr. Donahue, you didn't go over, you said, 2018, 28 and 28.
The remaining development
Closed session, right?
items will be addressed in closed session.
Yes, sir.
And those resolutions would then be presented after coming out.
Okay. Thank you, sir. All right, our next item is human resources. No business, and then, yes, sir, go ahead.
A question. We received letters regarding the 25 early retirements. We're not going to have any discussion on that. I know that just that would be something we would probably need to discuss on the human resources. Explain. Yeah. So we'll follow up on the human resources.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll follow that up under human resources. Okay. That's all.
Okay. You got the floor, Mr. Booth.
Okay. Number 8, May significant activity report before, both, you were sent the May activity. Any questions reference to that? To that report you received in May.
I have no questions, but again, just want to applaud the staff on the amount of work. The Family Sufficiency Support Program, there was 2 significant items there where tenants did extremely well and finished the programs there. And we were able to get large ESCO tracks. And again, the youth coordinator I was noticing was also named acting chair of the Portsmouth Youth Coalition, which is another great thing. And I appreciate the city, the staff's involvement with the city, particularly with the youth. So thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Lalonde. Okay.
Commissioners, number 9, just want to say we received relocation vouchers for, I forgot the number of families coming out of Lincoln, 36, as part of getting ready for the demolition of Lincoln. So those families will be getting vouchers so that they will hopefully be in place with the new address so they know what school the children will be going to. Some of the families have elected they want to go to one of our other communities that the Housing Authority owns. So we will be working with the families been identified and so forth for relocation purposes as part of the transition of getting ready to demolish Lincoln and build a new Lexington, hopefully starting in late 2019 or early 2019 for that. The other piece is we have one of our staff members who will be leaving us. He is transitioned to the city, but I personally want to thank Brian Donahue for the tremendous job he did in my short tenure here. I would say I worked with a lot of real estate employees over my career, and I would say Brian is the best. I personally hate to see him go. He did a tremendous job. This housing authority has benefited from his expertise and his hard work. you know, as they say in sports, or sometimes going to be a pair of 3 shoes to fill. But we will miss him. He's just gone 3 doors down. So we will constantly still be in touch with him. And I personally want to say we will miss Brian. I'm really sad to see him go, but then I'm glad because it's upward mobility for him, and I can understand that. And I always feel that the housing authority is in a position where the employees are able to go on for upward mobility. That means we had did something as an employer, and that give us recognition within the community and abroad. So I also want to commend PRHA because that means PRHA had did a wonderful job that Brian had been asked to go with the city to help them to do the economic development within the city. And I think, you know, let's give Brian a big hand. I know he wasn't expecting that.
Mr. Mann, I didn't know. Did you tell me he was going to do his final exit review with me before he leaves here or something? Is that a thing?
No, I didn't tell you.
Yeah, okay. All right. I guess you can go, Brian.
And the other piece, we have started our summer hours. Some staff are working Monday through Thursday, getting 40 hours in there, Fridays off. Others are working Tuesday through Fridays with Mondays off. They seem to be enjoying it. They look forward to it, and they're saying that they work, why can't we do this the year round? So,
a happy staff is a happy staff.
Yeah, but you know, they really have enjoyed it so far. And you know, I got a lot of positive feedback from it, and staff have wanted me to say to the board they really appreciate the board allowing us to have the summer hours. They really appreciate it. And that's about it.
Awesome. Other remarks? Commissioners, do you have any comments, any remarks? There being none?
Well, I can't let that go. Thanks. I just want to, again, thanks Ms. Jiggett for being here from the Economic Development Authority. And I was really impressed that the city put out a pamphlet about a good month ago, and I'm sure the EDA was the author of this particular document, but it really tells the story about how aggressive EDA wants to be in marketing Portsmouth, and I thought it was fantastic. And again, we've talked about it here within PRHA that we need to tell our story.
Okay.
Right? EDA is out there. All right. We're working now with the EDA. We're collaborating with them. We're passing properties with them. Well, we've talked about it. Now we need to do it, which is tell our story. I mean, it's good here in the room here, and it's nice that we're being going to the public. But this is great, and this sets that roadmap of how well we want to do in the city. Well, we need to be part of that partnership. Collaboration is what we want to do. So I just pass that to the other commissioners that really we got to start doing that kind of stuff. The scholarship luncheon that we had, Miss Adams took care of, was absolutely fantastic.
It was.
Great kids. One family, took all the awards.
Quite obvious.
Great music. Miss Hines did a great job as the MC. Food was good, and I just want to pass on my thanks and say thank you very much.
The music?
Music, yeah. One comment, just note of concern. Over the last 6 months, we've canceled 2 board meetings. And I think it's important that we really give it a look before we start canceling board meetings. As a commissioner, formally, I'm only here, 12 times. I know we have committee meetings and that, but I think it's important to the public that if we're going to be here, then we're here. I cannot believe that we have no business that we want to tell the public. Right? I can't believe it. So I just ask the leadership, all right, that you really look at it hard before we start canceling meetings. But we've had 2 canceled in the last 6 months. That to me, that's a lot, and we have a responsibility to the public as commissioners. And I think the staff, I like showing off what we've done, and I try to do that as aggressively as I can. So, it's what I signed on to do, all right? We're volunteers, and I know we're here because of passion, but the staff is here, and I always want to show them off. So just voice that before we even think about canceling a meeting, to really, really give it a long, hard thought. So that's all I have. Thanks.
Thank you, Commissioner Londa. Yes, sir. Go ahead, Mr. Brown.
Oh, and I'm sorry, I had one more item I almost forgot. We received and I'll pass these around. We received a letter from the Norfolk Housing Authority, thanking the Portsmouth Housing Authority for thanking the Portsmouth Housing Authority for helping with the inspections over there. I'm gonna ask Carol to say a few words since it was their employees that was doing the inspection.
Well, as most of you know, we have an MOU with Norfolk Redevelopment Housing Authority. We go and help them with their inspections for the properties that they own, as well as they come and help us with ours. So not too long ago, they called us on very short notice. They had a situation where they had 258 units, I believe it was, that needed to be inspected by a certain period of time. So they were begging me to see if we can do something to help them out. So of course, they always help us, so we're certainly going to help them. So I made an arrangement with them that they would come help me get my regular inspections done. We would come help them do theirs. So, of course, my inspectors had their tongues hanging out, but somehow or other we managed to get the 258 inspections done that they needed to have done within their deadline.
Wow.
So Norfolk's executive director sent a letter recognizing the inspectors for the hard work they've done and appreciating Portsmouth for helping them out in that situation, and also provided us with a plaque.
Wow.
So we're very proud of that.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. That's it.
It's just where we can make comments.
Go ahead.
Okay. Talk about appreciations. Yours, if you haven't, I'm probably the last one to get mine, but Narrow finally provided me with my certificate for my commissioner's training, and I'm a fully commissioned, certified commissioner by Narrow, so I'm really proud of that. This is the first time this has happened to me, so I'm standing up. Thank you, Narrow. And the training on a personal level has been exceptional. I have ways to go to be exceptional with the training, but the trainees who did the training are exceptional training. Lisa L. Walker, we went up to Richmond. I recommended her to Narrow because she had our attention 8 hours in commissioner training, nonstop. I'll never forget her, and I'll recommend her everywhere I go, and I did, and I recommended her because of her excellent work. And the other trainers that we went to, I thought that they did forensic training for us commissioners to look at PRHA, and so that's been a highlight of my life. And I'm taking this to church with me to have my pastor show that I graduated from some school and certified, not certifiable. So that's, I'm really excited about that, and I think I'll be the first commissioner in our congregation to be shown off. The other thing is, I think it's been so long since we talked, Mr. Bland, requesting that we meet with Richmond and the other leadership with PRHA to discuss some of our legal issues with us. We've had this training, but the training didn't include what we need to talk about with some of the other leaders. I feel like all the commissioners should have the best information that we possibly could have to make the kinds of decisions that I see forthcoming for us as leaders. I just don't have it, and at this point I feel like if it comes down to it, I will have to abstain from it because I can't make an intelligent decision about what possibly could happen. So whoever we need to get to talk, we can talk about that a little bit more, Mr. Graham, but I'm really concerned about that. And the only other promise I think we need to keep is with our forensic study of the properties and sharing with the public and get the people back on board with us to share that information. We made a commitment to the citizens of Portsmouth to do a follow-up with them, and we can talk about that. That's all I have.
Well, as your chair, I just want to say, to staff, keep up the great work. Brian, we're going to miss you, man. I'm going to bug you, too.
I'm available.
I'm glad I got your cell phone number. Congratulations, and thank you for all that you do. Thank you for all that you do. Commissioners, keep up the great work. Keep doing what you're doing. You know, if there's any board I would like to be on, is this one.
You're the chair.
Yeah. And with that being said, move out the way and find out before we go into next thing. Do we have any public speakers today? PRHA allows up to 5 minutes to speak. Going once.
Well, I will just say again, thank you for my being here. Unlike Ms. Winston, she attends our meetings as an ex officio on behalf of Mr. Bland. Our standing is not formal, so we're here, I'm here, just as a visitor from the EDA. But I would like to say that great things are still happening, and that actually, Mr. Lalonde, it is Robert Moore, the Director of Development, who he and Dr. Patton get the credit for that beautiful brochure that has been produced. So I don't want to take the credit for the EDA. Effective July 1st, we will have a change of officers. Kathy Revel will be our chairperson. Aaron Kelly will be our vice chair, and yours truly will be the treasurer. So I wanted to make you aware of that. And there are changes coming down the pike for our local incentives grant program that will benefit all citizens in Portsmouth, particularly the business community. Without going into the details, before where we had delineated areas, businesses within the entire city of Portsmouth will be able to apply for this matching grant program. Now, we are restricted by budgetary requirements of $300,000 annually, so it would be on a first-come, first basis, on a fiscal basis. So I did want to let you know that. And again, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, and thank you for the update also.
You're quite
so much.
welcome.
Alrighty, anyone else? Going once, going twice? Gone. Alrighty. Next item we have a resolution. Resolution of intent to meet in closed meeting. Whereas the Virginia Freedom of Information Act provides that the Board of Commissioners can meet in closed meeting for consultation with legal counsel and briefings by staff pertaining to actual or probable litigation, where such consultation or briefing in open meeting would adversely affect the negotiating or litigating posture of the public body as set forth in section 2.2-3711A7 of the Code of Virginia as amended. The legal consultation is in regards to probable litigation involving the lead poisoning claim, whereas the Virginia Freedom of Information Act provides that the Board of Commissioners can meet in a closed meeting for the discussion or consideration of acquisition of real property for public purpose or of disposition of publicly held real property, where discussion in an open meeting would adversely affect the bargaining position or negotiating strategy of the public body as set forth in section 2.2-3711A3 of the Code of Virginia as amended. The matters for consideration are the disposition of real property located at Parkview, London Street, Afton Green, and Seaport Commerce. Now therefore be it resolved that in compliance with the Virginia Freedom of Information Act and the above referenced sections of the Virginia Code, the Board of Commissioners shall reconvene in a closed meeting on June 21st, 2018 for legal consultation, A7, for the discussion of disposition of publicly held real properties, A3. Chairs, need a motion to go into closed session.
I move that we accept resolution 2018-31, resolution of intent to meet in closed meeting.
I second it.
There has been motion properly second. Madam Secretary?
All right. Commissioner Lalonde?
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts?
Yes.
Vice Chair Washington?
Yes.
And Chair Smith?
Yes.
Resolution. Resolution of 2018-29, a resolution of certification of the closed meeting. Hold on, make sure I'm reading the right one.
Yes.
2018-32.
Yeah, I'm reading the right one. Section 13, sir. A resolution of certification of the closed meeting of June 21st, 2018 pursuant to section 2.2-3712 of the Code of Virginia, 1950 as amended. Whereas the Board of Commissioners of the Portsmouth Redevelopment Housing Authority has convened a closed meeting on this date pursuant to affirmative recorded votes in accordance with the provisions of the Virginia Freedom of Information Act, and whereas section 2.2-3712 of the Code of Virginia requires a certification by this board that such closed meeting was conducted in conformity with Virginia law. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners hereby certifies that, to the best of each member's knowledge, one, only public business matters lawfully exempted from the meeting requirements of the Virginia law, and two, only such public business matters as were identified in the motion convening the closed meeting were heard, discussed, or considered by the Board of Commissioners in this closed meeting. Chair, we need a motion to go back into open session.
I make motion that resolution 2018-32, a resolution of certification of the closed meeting for June 21, 2018, pursuant to section 2-2-3712 of the Code of Virginia, 1950, as amended, would move us back into the open meeting.
Chair, you need a second.
Second.
Madam Secretary?
All right. Commissioner Harris? Commissioner Lalonde?
Yes,
Yes,
I apologize.
Yes, sir.
I apologize. Yes,
It's okay.
yes.
All right. Commissioner Lalonde?
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts?
Yes.
Vice Chair Washington?
Yes.
And Chair Smith?
Yes.
All right.
Commissioners, we now have to do some resolutions. Okay. The chair's in need of a motion for resolution 2018-26, resolution authorizing execution of development agreement and one or more deeds of bargain and sale with Pyramid Enterprises LLC and or its assigns for the development of certain properties located at 50 Elm Avenue, 50 Linden Avenue, 51 Webster Avenue, 54, 58 Webster Avenue, 283 Webster Avenue, 3 and 7 Riverview Avenue, 8 Riverview Avenue, 1208, 1212, 1216, 1220, 1224, and 1228 Spratley Street, and 1523 Crawford Parkway, Portsmouth, Virginia.
1532.
I'm sorry, 1532 Crawford Parkway, Portsmouth, Virginia. Chairs, you need a motion?
I move that we accept the resolution 2018-26.
Second.
There's been motion and properly second. Madam Secretary?
All right. Commissioner Harris?
Yes.
Commissioner Lalonde?
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts?
Yes.
Vice Chair Washington?
Yes.
And Chair Smith?
Abstain.
Section.
Section 7. Resolution 2018-27. Chairs need a motion for the resolution authorizing execution.
We already approved that.
Okay. We approved that. Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner Roberts. Alrighty. Resolution 2018-28. A resolution authorizing, chairs need a motion, resolution authorizing execution of development agreement and one or more deeds of bargain and sale with American Retail Developers LLC and CGP Acquisition and Development LLC and or its assigns for the development of certain property identified as approximately 9.5 acres portion of certain land located at 1817 Frederick Boulevard, tax parcel 0189-0320. Chairs need a motion.
Motion to accept resolution 2018-28 as read by the chair.
Second.
Thank you, Commissioners. Madam Secretary?
All right. Commissioner Harris,
Yes.
Commissioner Lalonde,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Vice Chair Washington,
Yes.
and Chair Smith.
Yes. Commissioners, before you have resolution 2018-29. Chairs make a motion to resolution authorizing execution of development agreement and one or more deeds of bargain and sale with Pyramid Enterprises LLC and or its assigns for the development of certain property located at 605, 607 London Street, Portsmouth, Virginia.
Motion to accept resolution 2018-29.
Chairs need a second. Thank you, Commissioner Lonnie.
Second.
There's been motion and properly second. Madam Secretary?
All right. Commissioner Harris,
Yes.
Commissioner Lalonde,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Vice Chair Washington,
Yes.
and Chair Smith.
Abstain. All right. Resolution 2018-30. Chairs need a motion for the resolution authorizing the execution of a development agreement and one or more deeds bargain and sale with Robinson Development Group, Inc. and or its assigned for the development of certain property located at 4300 George Washington Highway and 0 George Washington Highway, and generally described as the former Product High School site. Chairs need a motion.
I move that we accept the resolution for 2018-30.
Second.
There's been motion and proper second. Thank you, Commissioners. Madam Secretary?
All right. Commissioner Harris,
Yes.
Commissioner Lalonde,
Yeah, I recuse myself and abstain.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Vice Chair Washington,
Yes.
and Chair Smith.
Yes. All righty, Commissioners. This is all we have on the resolution side. Do you have anything else, Mr. Bryant?
No, I don't.
Okay, got some upcoming events, right?
All commissions up down the bottom, you have upcoming PHE events, the Family Self-Sufficient Annual Family Fun Night from 5 p.m. 8 p.m. at the Foundation Stone, June the 29th. And then also you see this date for the, in July, the special call board or commission meeting for July the 9th. And the purpose of that meeting will be,
If you may recall, we discussed some time ago about grabbing the units in the Westbury portfolio, so that would be Pine, Holly, and the cottages, along with Seaboard Square. At the time we did our agency plan last month, we had not received approval from HUD in the form of a chat. So we have to amend that agency plan and include that. So we have to do it as a special call meeting to meet that deadline. So I hate to do it to you.
Normal meeting time?
Yes,
about 5
yes.
p.m.
Very brief, 15 minutes top.
Gotcha.
But if I wait until our next board meeting, I won't have time to submit the financial data and stuff.
Okay.
And then July the 19th will be our next regular board meeting for July the 19th at 5 p.m.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to.
That's it. Is there anything else? Commissioners, any comments? Yes,
Yeah,
sir?
just, and I appreciate the correspondence that we've been getting from PRHA at the House. I know there was some sidebar conversation about it, but I guess I'm asking, some of that stuff that we get is sensitive, and some of it I'm just trying to figure out, when do we talk about that stuff that we got in the mail? I mean, is it just meant, we get it, I just thought there'd be some time set aside to discuss to discuss that stuff. If not, then when can I talk to somebody about that stuff in the mail?
Actually, when it's mailed to you, you can call at that time, or during the board meeting where they have comments from the chair and commissioners, you can also talk about it at that particular time. Or when you get it, if you have any questions, as soon as you get it, you can call.
Well, I guess I'm asking is, can it be, yeah, I don't always,
It's not always.
yeah, I don't always know what can be brought up. Because some of that stuff is some of that stuff that we sent was very sensitive. It's not something I will, don't know when the proper place is to talk about it. And that's what I'm asking.
The bigger issue is that we need to talk about these things. There should be some time before we get this stuff or be informed about it, so we can talk about it and then be able to talk about it in an open meeting.
What I can do on future correspondence mailing out, I can just put a cover letter on them saying, you can discuss it at the regular board meeting, or you have any questions, just give me a call at this moment. I can put a cover letter.
That'd be great.
Okay.
I get it, and I have this real bad habit of reading it. Right? And then when I have a question, I don't know what to do with that.
Okay, I can put a.
But don't stop it. I'm not saying stop it.
Okay.
I just want to know what the proper forum is
Okay.
to bring up any questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the other piece of that, so that we won't have to have protracted meetings, we're trying to minimize the time.
Okay.
Because if Dr. Washington calls me anymore, I don't know why I think we got that thing. You know, it's absolutely time.
I'm going to get you for that.
Okay.
Any other thing, anything else, Commissioner? There being none, chairs in need of a motion to adjourn.
I've got a question.
Yes, ma'am.
There's a housing conference there are housing conferences coming up, and I just want to make sure that if we have the opportunity and want to participate, that we figure out how to do that.
Okay, and what I can do, I can resend those conferences coming up, and I will stick a cover note on those too, saying, please.
You can just do it by email.
Okay.
You don't have to mail something.
Okay, I can do that.
And let me add to that, at our last board meeting, I think you said the finances was in such a state that we weren't gonna do we're not gonna pay narrow fees in the future, so I need some understanding of where we are with that as the carrot state, because I'm going to go to church and announce that I have been certified by narrow. So I want to do the right thing here.
Well, actually, the agency was not a member of narrow, was a member of FIDA, but you can be a non-member and still attend all those functions like we were doing anyway. Okay. Because the membership for narrow was like a little more than 5,000, and if you do FIDA, that was close to, it was $4,800. So, because our budget restraints at this time, we can still go as non-members like most housing authority members do anyway, and you're still privileged to all the training and the conferences.
So the conference this weekend in Norfolk, what happened with that? Okay,
now that's CERT. That's a 8-state. That's just 8 states. The 8 states that are part of it's the southeastern region. They have their conference in Norfolk this week, starting Sunday through Tuesday. And that would be the state of Virginia, West Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, and Florida. I'm sorry, one other, Tennessee is in there too.
And we're not in that?
Yeah, because we are part of that region. Remember the 8 states, so Virginia, West Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Florida, Tennessee. Yeah, so the country is broken up into the Mid-Atlantic region, the New England region, the Southeastern region, the Midwest region, and they got the Southwest. Yeah, gotcha. Right. Yeah. So you have about 12 different regions, Mountain West region, things like that. So this way they have what they call a smaller conference, just those states in region, and that's a spin-off of the national conference that you go to, like you went in Pittsburgh,
right,
and the one you went to in Indianapolis that time. Yeah.
And the one in Richmond.
Yeah.
Because the one I was asking about, there's one in November. It's the Virginia Governor's Housing Conference.
We did last time.
Last time it was in,
It was in
in
Norfolk.
Norfolk. Now it's in Arlington in November.
Okay.
Yeah, that was an interesting one. That's where we
Yes, we
saw
went to
that
that
program
one, yes.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Excellent conferences.
that was an
Yeah.
excellent time.
And we haven't received anything on that one yet.
No, we've gotten stuff.
We sent something to you. Okay.
Or they sent
They sent
something
an
to
email
us.
to us.
Oh, I'm saying we haven't received any written correspondence or
They
anything
sent,
to
they
it.
sent emails to us.
Okay. Early bird rate ends June 30th.
Just for the record.
Okay. Anything else, Commissioner? There being none, chairs need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion, copies. Second, we adjourn. Madam Secretary.
All right. Commissioner Harris,
Yes.
Commissioner Lalonde,
Yes.
Commissioner Roberts,
Yes.
Vice Chair Washington,
Yes.
and Chair Smith.